Are you ready to build or continue building a future that matches the vision of what your extraordinary life looks like in your head? That's not always easy, but are you ready? Are you ready to connect the dots of what you know to be possible and what's available out there for you? Now, I'm going to give it to you straight, no chaser, like I always do. Here's the thing. As you may already know, you can't just dream about your ideal life. You can't just wish your ideal life to come up. You can't do that. No, plenty of people are already sitting on the sidelines doing that already, dreaming and hoping and wishing and praying and not in action. You can't just talk about your ideal life. You can't just hope for it. Here's what I know from personal experience. Years ago, I dreamt about my ideal life in my head for 5 years. All I was doing was living my dreams out in my head. But then finally I realized that I had to get in action. I had to take deliberate, intentional, consistent action. It's not thoughts that will create your dream life. Not only, though it all starts with a thought, it's deliberate, consistent. Say consistent. I know I'm not sitting in your home with you or wherever you are listening to this, but I still want you to say it. Say consistent. It's about deliberate, consistent, intentional action. Say all of that. That's what's going to get you there. The more you take action, the more you build momentum. And the more you build momentum, the more you build evidence that you can do this thing. You can make this thing your life. Even if you don't get it right every single time. Here's what I know, after being in business now for over 25 years, it wasn't always taking the right step that got me where I am today. And I know I can go a whole lot further. I'm not saying I've arrived anywhere, but my life is unrecognizable now. It wasn't that I took the right step. Heck, a whole lot of times I took the wrong step. What got me to this new unrecognizable life was consistently taking the step. Even when it was the wrong step, step back, reassess, and take the correct step. All you have to do is get in action and stay in action. And it'll get easier and easier and easier as you continue to take action. I'm speaking from experience. I promise you this. I'm your sister in this journey who's now living proof that pretty soon you may even be able to surprise yourself with some of those extraordinary results that right now are only a thought. I look back and I go, there's no way I could have seen this life coming. I saw a version of it, but I didn't see this one. But what happened was action after action after action. You have triceps and you have biceps and you have hamstrings and you have quads. Just like that, you also have an action muscle. And most people's action muscle is in complete atrophy, meaning it's completely underdeveloped. You know why? Because most people start and then stop. Start and then stop. And when you're thinking about the life you love, if you're thinking about the life you deserve, you're just thinking about it. You're not in action. So thinking is not an action, it's thinking. Your action muscle needs to be trained. And it needs to be toned, and it needs to be developed, and it needs to be ready to go and grow and grow and go and go and grow again and again and again. The one thing that will keep your life transforming is consistent action. It's so important that Joan Baez says the antidote to your despair is action. Lisa Nichols adds the prescription for all the success you want is action. How is it that the same word is the thing that will bring you out of pain and the thing that will also bring you to your joy and to your love? Action, that's how powerful it is. But also, on your way to wealth, you got to be willing to walk alone sometimes.
Amen.
You got to be willing. You got to be willing to walk alone sometimes because everyone doesn't fit on your journey at every part of your journey. And there's parts of your vision that no one else will get. And when no one else gets your vision, remind yourself, no one else gets your vision because God didn't give your vision to them. God gave your vision to you. And that's all you got to know. And it's your job to be the midwife the birthing agent. It's your wife. It's your job to be the nursing station. It's your job to be the doctor, the delivery doctor, to bring that vision out so the world can see it. That's your job. No one has to see it or get it while it's here, while it's here. It's your job to birth it. It's your job to give it arms. It's your job to give it oxygen. And it's your job to be patient enough to know that it won't happen overnight. Just like a child, when a baby is threatening to be born in 5 months, the doctor says, hold on, bed rest. The lungs aren't developed. Hold on, bed rest. The heart isn't strong enough. Hold on, bed rest. The muscles aren't. Same thing about your dream. So when you get impatient about your dream, it's only because you're comparing your dream and your journey to somebody else's journey.
Yes.
It's only because, and Benjamin Franklin says, comparison is and will always be the thief of all your joy.
Wow.
And so don't look left. Don't look left. Don't look right. Just look straight ahead. People always say, Lisa, how'd you do it? I wasn't looking left and right. I wasn't keeping notes on what Tony was doing or what Jack was doing. I love them, but I'm busy. I'm busy building my dreams. I'll stop and have dinner with you. I'll stop and bump elbows with you, but I'm not going to compare my life, my joy, my success, and what's my divine right to yours. Nor am I going to minimize my light or my brightness for anyone as well.
I love that.
So the other thing in going to wealth is you got to let your entire light shine. You can't halfway live in shine and shade. You can't halfway live in shine and shade. You can't dim your light so that you're palatable to other people. You can't turn your light down to make sure everyone can understand you, handle you, embrace you. You can't do that. You're robbing everyone who needs your light from your light. So abundance can't come to you because you're trying to temper your light based on what other people think. I did that for years or more. Years. I walk in the room, I go, okay, how much of me can they handle? And I never walked in the room to take over the room. No. I walked in the room to be in the room, but many times not all of me was in the room.
Yeah.
Because I'm nervous for everyone else in the room. Can they handle it? And so a part of walking to financial abundance is owning and operating in your full light. Doesn't mean you'll get it all right, but even do your wrong, run into the wall in your light. Get back up in your light, stagger back up in your light. Forgive in your light. Love, even with a broken heart, and then love again in your light. Your light is never, that light right there, that light, it's never negotiable. Because that light never ever belonged to you. Your light has never belonged to you. Your light belongs to the people who are going to cross your path. And as long as you hold it to yourself, you're operating in scarcity, even your light. Most people think it's about money, it's about possession.
Right.
It's also about your light. And so what you've seen in me, anyone who follows me, anyone who likes or loves me or tolerates me.
Millions of people.
Amen. I'm grateful. What you've seen is a piece of my light that I made available to you. Touched a piece of your light that you were either dancing and celebrating in, you believed you had, or you were trying to discover. Either one. See, a lot of my light will touch people who haven't touched their light yet, but my light will touch your light, and then it's something recognizable. It was my light touching your light, even if you didn't see your light.